The Avengers were always meant to be more than a team.
What's wrong, McFly? Chicken?
I've been hornswoggled.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Mr. Fred's Tech Talks, the podcast from GetMeCoding.com where we explore coding, technology, and building confidence in a fun and approachable way for kids and parents and teachers. I'm Mr. Fred, and today we're talking about something you really can't do alone: teamwork and collaboration. And we'll even see what this has to do with artificial intelligence. Oh, and Lego Chicken.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Talking about gadgets, games, and gears. AI buzzing in your ears. Parents, teachers, kids unite. We're learning tech and doing it right. Oh, it's a tap, swipe, scroll kind of show where zeros and ones are ready to go. From old school DOS to robots that talk, we're jamming with Mr. Fred's Tech Talks.
All right, in our last episode, we dug into why learning to code is important, even with AI becoming such a big part of our world. Today, we're building on top of that by asking, how do we work together with people and with AI tools to create something bigger than we could on our own? Now, once again, if you missed those first 4 episodes, I encourage you to go back, listen to them, rate the show, and also, please share it out. I'm really looking to get the word out on this information to everybody that I possibly can. All right, the Lego Chicken Challenge. Where did it come from? For quite a while now, I've been offering the Lego Chicken Challenge as a download through Get Me Coding. And it's been pretty popular. Well, it's been more than popular. It's been quite big. So, how did it get started? I teach a lot of different technology classes. I teach programming classes, database design classes, I teach web design classes, I teach interface design classes. I teach a lot of tech. One of the classes that I also teach is a project management class. And one of the questions I start off when I start teaching that class, I ask the students, why do you have to have a project team? And they'll look at me. And then some of them will say, it's because you're making us do it, which is kind of true. But really, the reason why a team is assembled is because the task is simply too big for one person. Now, when we started to teach this degree program that I'm in, we were told by the companies that students needed to know how to collaborate, how to work in teams. So I really looked at that as a challenge. I was noticing that a lot of my students were not comfortable working in team environments. So I thought hard about it. And I am a big fan of making a class fun and interesting and hands-on. So I began looking at a bunch of different things. I wanted to have them do an activity where they were going to work on developing team skills while doing something, while building something. Now, when I was creating this idea, I was realizing that the students I was teaching were really first-year students. They were very early in our program. Their skill sets to build anything substantial were kind of weak at that point. So I didn't want to stress them out over the tech part while trying to also get them to learn about the team part. So I thought about, what is the easiest thing people can work with? And then it dawned on me. It's something that was all over my house at that time with my kids, and that was building with Legos. I love building with Legos. I've been building with Legos since I was a small boy. And then when my kids were born, we bought Legos and we began to build even more cool Lego kits. And even to this day, if you follow me on Instagram, right around the holiday season, I buy the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar, where every day during the Advent season, you open up a little door and there's a minifigure build. And it's a Star Wars related one. So I love it. I love Star Wars. I love Legos. It's a great mix. Check it out. Give me a follow. Let me know what you think of that. That'll be starting off in December. In any case, Legos being easy, and this was going to be the opportunity. I could have them learn team building skills while working with Legos. Plus, it also just feels fun. Okay, so here's how this works. The idea is that each team gets a pile of Lego bricks. And the mission? It's to build a chicken. I know that sounds funny, and it definitely doesn't sound really technical, but that's the goal. Primarily because also everybody knows what a chicken is, but also a chicken is kind of a complex design. So it works great, but you just can't build it yourself. Okay, let me break it down in a little bit more detail. Here's how it works. First of all, you pick roles. Each team has one lead designer and a few developers. Developers are the builders. They then get split apart. The lead designer leaves the room and is shown a Lego chicken model or a picture. They get 3 minutes to memorize it. Now they do this on their own. The developers are in another part of the room or in a separate room altogether. But while the lead designer is studying the design, the developers have to pick Lego pieces without knowing what they're building. So essentially you lay out a big pile of Legos, of course, making sure that the Legos that are in the pile can build out this design, and then they gather them up. The lead designer comes back, but sits apart from the developers. They're not allowed to touch the Legos. That is, the designer is not allowed to touch the Legos. They can't draw anything. They can't point. They can only use words that describe the Chicken Challenge design. Now, one of the things I also have had students do is I had them actually sit on their hands because there is just this natural need to start moving your hands around. The developers then build based on these instructions that the designer gave them. If they're missing pieces, though, they can swap out blocks. But it costs points. The lead designer can revisit the chicken picture, but that also costs points. Because yes, as the designer's sitting there thinking and getting questions from the developers, they tend to forget what they're building. After time's up, the team shows the chicken that they have and they see how close they got to the original design. And the results are really hilarious. I've seen all kinds of results. Sometimes you get a chicken, it looks more like a duck. Sometimes you get a spaceship. Sometimes you get a boat. It's all over the board. But here's the deeper point. This challenge isn't really about the chicken. It's about communication. The lead designer has to break down their vision into clear, step-by-step words. The developers have to listen carefully, asking clarifying questions and check for understanding. If either side misses something, the final build doesn't match the plan. You end up collaborating. You have to share ideas and you have to figure out how to work as a team. But the real challenge, it's not about making the perfect chicken. It's definitely not. It's about what happens when different people bring different ideas to the table. And here's where it gets fun. That's exactly what's happening with AI today. All the tools that are out there that are driven by AI, artificial intelligence. AI is like another team member, and it could add ideas, test out designs, and even suggest some new solutions. Just like with people, you need to figure out then how to work with it. All right, so what are the takeaways from this type of exercise? So there's really 3 big lessons that I want to go over. First of all, it's about communication, collaboration, and really building confidence. I'm all about that. When we were ultimately building out this degree program, we were told many times that teamwork was going to be essential. So this exercise really starts to lay a foundation of understanding some of the dynamics that go with being part of a team. And when I say dynamics, how you can work things out together, how you can control the pace of creativity and all that good stuff. But what do we really get away from this exercise or take away from this exercise? Whether you're building with Legos or working with AI, clear communication matters. You need to ask really good questions, give specific instructions, and check to see if everybody understands it. With AI, the way you prompt is going to be the way you communicate. So the clearer you are, the better your results. And now I'm going to talk about AI in another episode, but a prompt is nothing more than a set of instructions, if you want, or maybe even a question. So just like when you ask somebody or interact with someone on your team, you're essentially prompting them. AI, it's kind of the same. So in terms of collaboration, why do you have to do it? I started off this episode by explaining when I teach project management, it's all because you have to form a team to accomplish a very large task. When you collaborate with other people, you often get much better results. When everyone contributes, kids, adults, teachers, and even now AI, the final product is better. And in this Lego Chicken Challenge, no one person has the perfect idea. The same goes for AI. It's a partner, not a replacement. You add your creativity, AI adds possibilities, and together you get some unique stuff. That's what this is really about. And then confidence, I think, just starts to come out of these kind of activities. In a world where AI is everywhere, teamwork isn't optional. It's going to be essential, or it is essential. Kids who learn how to work together and learn how to use AI responsibly will be the ones ready for the future jobs, problem solving, and even just having fun creating new things. All right, now it's time for the tech tip of this episode. Next time you do a group project, try adding an AI tool like ChatGPT or Canva AI into the mix. Now, I do know that most schools, and I know many teachers are listening to this podcast, most schools have the Google Classroom, and many schools are allowing students to have some access to Gemini. So Gemini is just as good in this situation as ChatGPT, or if you're a Microsoft-oriented school, you're going to be probably using Copilot. But even then, there are others out there that you could weave into this activity. Have one person ask the AI for ideas, another person organize those ideas, and then another person build or test them. You'll see that collaboration isn't just people to people anymore. It's going to be people and AI working side by side. All right, so here we are wrapping things up for this episode, and I want you to remember, whether you're building a Lego chicken or building the future, I just like saying Lego chicken, I think it's fun. Collaboration is the real superpower. AI is here, but it doesn't replace teamwork. It's going to make teamwork more important than ever. If you'd like to run the Lego Chicken Challenge yourself, I'd ask you to go over to the Get Me Coding blog, or if you want to explore the full course, head over to courses.getmecoding.com. It's a perfect way to bring collaboration and maybe even some AI into your classroom, your club. You could even do this as a family night. It's a lot of fun. And really, once again, it's pretty flexible, so you can vary up the rules as much as you want. I lay down the base, and you can take it from there. All right, thanks for listening to Mr. Fred's Tech Talks this week. If you've enjoyed this episode, follow the show, share it with a friend. How about a 5-star rating over on the reviews, and then maybe grab some Legos to try your challenge yourself. Until next time, keep exploring, keep coding, and keep building together.
The chicken lives.